So this video is more so for the guys. I like to make videos that help people relationship-wise, and there's no judgment on this channel. There's a lot of people asking a bunch of questions about this stuff, and I will try my best to answer. But this is one that I've gotten all the time, questions all the time. I've even gone through this myself with guys, and I can tell you from a female perspective, and also as someone who's grown up around guys and has watched human behavior, why this happens. And the question is, why can't I get a girlfriend? Why don't girls like me? And this is coming from the guy's point of view. Now, a lot of guys may think that it's their looks. It's because they look a certain way that girls don't pay attention to them. And I would say that you're right. Yes, that is a big factor, but the driving home factor usually goes along with the looks is your behavior. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of guys that have like very low self-esteem, a lot of guys who think that they're not the normal person the girls would go after, they're right. But then because they feel that way and because they have low self-esteem, they act in that low self-esteem. They act like they're beneath these women and they just do everything they can. As soon as they get a girl's attention, they throw all caution to the wind. They do everything for her, which further invalues them. It makes the girls look at them like they're shit on the sidewalk. And it's not totally the girl's fault. Just like there are girls that are very hideous to society standards and the guys don't really go for them. Guys more so will go for girls, honestly, than girls will go for guys that look a certain way because guys are more opportunistic with spreading their seed than girls are. So girls have to be more choosy. It's in their nature to be a lot more choosy than guys because if you look at how nature has caused us to evolve, girls can only breed every 9 months. Let's say every 10 months because she's taking care of a kid. Guys can impregnate hundreds and thousands of women per day. So they're gonna do whatever they need to do. But as a guy, understanding how women's psychology and women biology works will help you a lot with you getting a girlfriend. So let's go back to the look factor. How do you carry yourself? Now, I'm not just talking about people who are too fat or people who are too skinny and don't have muscle. Yes, that is a big factor, but your personality is what really counts. Because I can bet you guys right now, if you're watching, you have something about yourself that you hate. You have something that you really believe girls don't go for. Maybe it's because you're very heavyset. Maybe you don't dress well. Maybe you're slobby. Maybe you're too skinny. You don't have enough muscle and it makes you feel inferior. And because of that, you're very shy, you're very closed in, you're very inward. You probably even stay away from girls because you don't like getting rejected. And it makes you feel like shit. I understand. But here's something you can do to get over it. Don't give, excuse my language, a fuck about what girls think about you. I'm being totally honest. Because you know what? Check it out. Go look in Hollywood or go look at celebrities. There are some guys out there who are fugly. And they have supermodels as wives or girlfriends. And I'm not going to mince words and say, oh no, they're beautiful inside. No. I'm going to tell you what people don't want to tell you. A lot of people mince words and sugarcoat everything. And that doesn't help people. What it does is just hurt people more. If I'm ugly, I want people to tell me I'm ugly so I can know what to do about it to combat that. So if you have like a cleft lip and your face just looks disfigured, you can be a beautiful person inside, but that's not going to get you a girlfriend. You being kind and sweet, that's not going to get you a girlfriend. What you need to do is you need to be confident and act like you look like those guys. As a matter of fact, you need to have something else to bring to the table. You need to act with confidence and you need to get yourself wealthy. You need to get yourself stable. Maybe you don't have to make like millions of dollars a year, but get yourself to the point where, and girls who are listening to this, if you're against this, just understand this is the way the world works. You don't have to listen, okay? I apologize if it's a sensitive matter for you. But guys, get to the point where you can buy females. Because it's either this, it's either you want a girl that loves you for who you are, and that's very rare that that would happen. Unless you find a girl that is on your level, unless you find a girl that is just as unattractive as you are physically. That's the only other thing you can do. But if you want pretty girls or the caliber of women that you want to go for, you're going to have something other than your looks to give them. Because girls will not go for you based on your looks. There's two things girls will go for. Attraction, physical attraction, which tells their biological lizard brain that this guy has good genes and he's healthy. If you weigh 600 pounds and, you look like you're sick, they're not going to go for you. However, if you're a broke guy who has lots of abs and you look shapely and you're energetic and you have good charisma. Even though you don't have any money, girls will throw their money at you because you have good genes. In their mind, they're thinking you're healthy, you have muscles, you can protect them, and you can get resources if you want to. If you need to make money, you can easily make money because people will just throw things at you. Number one, because you're attractive, and number two, you're in a healthy, fit body that can get the resources they need. You would be surprised, a lot of relationship problems that people face, it all boils down to science and just instinct. Just pure instinct in nature. So if you're in a body that girls wouldn't typically go for or throw themselves at because you're beautiful, you have to have something else that they would want. And the thing that girls would usually choose over everything else is money or resources. I'm not saying every girl is like that, because that's not my thing, but I don't judge girls who are like that because I understand why most females are like that. And I am like that a little bit. I haven't, just to let you guys know, just personally, I've had guys who are rich come up to me and trying to give me money or try and take me out. And I think part of it is because I've been hurt so much by attractive guys. I've dated my whole life just really hot guys, and they were always assholes. Always. Because they can get anything they want. So they treat girls like shit. And for me personally, I wasn't into that. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done. They got what they wanted out of me. I'm going to just, when I got mature enough, I'm like, no, I want to go for a guy who is smart. I love nerdy smart guys. And I actually, those of you who are here and you know me from somewhere else, yes, I'm married. I know I'm kind of young to be married, but I am married. And I married an INTJ guy, as you guys know on the channel, and he is not your typical guy. He's not the kind of guy that a supermodel will go after. He's very short. He's, to me, very hot, in my opinion. But for society standards, he's overweight. He's a short Italian guy with glasses, but he's super smart and really good with money. He's not rich either, but he knows how to take care of us. He knows how to take care of himself, and he was already taking care of himself before I came into the picture. The other thing that attracted me to him, and let me tell you this, guys, this is a big factor, especially if you don't have that money right now. Be a bitch to women. Like, seriously. I don't mean go out there and like slap a random woman across her face. Don't do that. You'll end up in jail. This is especially not the climate for that. But don't treat women like they're angels. I was so attracted to my husband at the time. I had such a crush on him because, first of all, I was afraid of him. Like, I'm really shy when it comes to people, and he just had this darkness around him that was just like weird. Like, and it's just the same kind of darkness every INTJ I've met is, and it just attracts me to them, but it makes me scared of them too, like he's a freaking vampire. And I got to know him, and I still was afraid of him, but I didn't realize at the time it was because I was attracted to him. Why was I attracted to him? Because he treated me like a normal person. He wasn't afraid to tell me no. He didn't treat me like this perfect little angel. Sure, there were times when he was very nice to me, but there were other times when he would yell at me, like when I used to work for him or whatever, and he would yell at me, and it was so embarrassing, and because I had feelings for him, it hurt my feelings. But him being mean to me and firm and not being afraid to tell me no made me respect him. It made me feel like he was a father figure. He was an alpha male. He was someone that I knew could take charge. And just to interject, when I said he was mean to me, I don't mean he was mean to me for no reason. I meant that if I asked him to do something and he didn't want to do it, he told me no, he didn't want to do it. If I did something wrong or he didn't agree with something that I did, he would straight up tell me, no, you're being stupid, or no, you're not thinking that all the way through, or you put yourself in that situation. He was honest and to the point. He was someone that I knew had an identity of his own and who had confidence. Even though he would tell me how shy he is when it comes to girls, and he never would have told me that he liked me, even though he did like me, he never said anything. I had to tell him how I felt. It made me feel safe with him. Every other guy I've dated, it has just been a nightmare. And I had to teach them how to be men. I had to teach my ex-boyfriends, look, don't tell me yes all the time. Don't agree with me all the time. Tell me no sometimes. It's not attractive at all when everything is, yes, honey, no, you're right, all those people are idiots, even when you know I'm wrong. Like, don't worship girls. That is the quickest way to get them to fly far away from you. But if you see a pretty girl and she turns her nose up at you, you turn your nose back up at her. Like, bitch, who the fuck are you looking at? You know, I don't want you, even though you do. You probably go home and jack off to that girl, but she doesn't have to know. Just act a certain way. Just act like you don't need her. Act like she's beneath you. It's kind of reverse psychology, but if you look at horses, the way they act, Stallions kind of do the same thing. Mature stallions will do it. The young stallions will follow the mares and they'll be like, can I mate with you? Can I mate with you? And the mares will kick them and be like, get away from me. But the older stallions who are more experienced, they just walk past the mare and they just keep walking. And the mares follow them. Go look at some videos on YouTube and watch how experienced horses act. The experienced horses also don't jump when the mares are in season, even though they're really horny and they want to mate with the mares. They don't jump on the mares right away. They tease the mares. They smell her. They get her to the point where she's just like, come on, mate with me. And it's like she's begging the stallion to do it. She's not turning her nose up at him. That's how alpha males and that's how guys who are confident act. Even if you don't feel that way inside, behave that way. Start to get in your mind that women are just flesh. They're just human beings. They're basically you without dicks. They're nothing special. They're nothing fantastic. And the feelings that you have in your brain to make you want to worship this woman is just chemicals telling you that you want to breed. If you're around women also, guys, nobody else will tell you this, but it's something my partner also taught me, and I also knew for myself as a person who was hypersexual. I also knew that this is a very responsible thing to do, especially when you have the hots for someone. If you know that you're going to be somewhere where there's a woman that you're attracted to that looks down on you or friend zones you, or you can't think when you're around this woman, make sure that you take care of yourself before you go into that situation. And you know what I mean. Go and bust it before you get into that situation so you can think clearly. Because after that's complete and you get all of it out as many times as you need to, and then you're in front of that woman, you're still attracted to her, but it's not that bad. Like you can think clearly enough to say, wait a minute, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Also, that leads me to the other thing. Women who realize that guys are really into them, they will never date you, but they will always get you doing stuff for them. They love having the attention. They love having this friend-zoned, pitiful man worshiping at their feet that they will never ever sleep with. But they want you to think that there's a chance they could sleep with you. But they'll never do it. And what they'll do is they'll use you. They'll say, can I have some money? Can you buy me something? I need some help with my car. Can you give me a ride? Oh, you're the best. And then they'll go and they'll fuck someone else and they'll never fuck you. Here's a piece of advice, guys. Stop doing things for these women. What you should do is help them out. Because if you're already doing it, do it one more time. Help them out one more time. Don't be like, no problem. Next time she asks you for help, I can't, I'm busy. Well, what are you busy doing? It's kind of personal. And then hang up. If you see her every day personally and she knows you're always hovering around and, and here's another thing you could do. You can lie. If she hugs you and she always tries to get you, because she wants to know that if she thinks she's losing you, she's going to try extra hard to win your attention, especially if she's friends with you. And I know I have a guy friend like this too. If she tries to hug you, push her off. Be like, Dad, don't do that. And she's like, why? Because I'm kind of seeing someone. Even if you're not. Oh, really? You're seeing someone? Yeah. Oh, who is it? Just some girl. You don't know her. I'm trying to see where it goes. Just lie. Because let me tell you something, guys. Girls lie more than guys do with certain things. I'm telling you that I've seen it firsthand. I've heard conversations from popular girls who talk about their boyfriends behind their back and the things that they do when their boyfriends aren't around. Then you kind of understand, okay, the guys have full leisure to do what they want to do compared to what these girls are doing. And a lot of them will lie. And sometimes it's okay to lie. If you're trying to get someone to respect you, because before they can date you or even think about being with you, they have to respect you first. Sometimes it's okay to tell a little white lie. Like, I'm seeing someone. Actually, go out and talk to other girls. If you can't talk to the women, go on World of Warcraft or go on video games. I've met so many guys through video games. And the thing is, other girls will like you because you have something in common. Go to those role-playing conferences or conventions. I've always wanted to go to one. I haven't gone to one yet. But go to places where other girls are hanging out. And if you don't want to get that kind of girl because you want a higher caliber of girl, then you're going to have to step your game up. You're going to have to get out your comfort zone and make conversation or act a certain way. And also, be aware of your expressions. Guys, your behavior is very important. You can look ugly, you can have a horrible look, but if a girl says something to you or asks you for the time or something like that, just treat her like she's a man. Don't be like, try and keep your eyes up. Don't stare into her eyes all longingly. The best way you can make yourself look like you're not interested in someone, look all over the place. Whenever you're talking with your guy friends, how do you speak with your guy friends? Because most of the time when I'm with my guy friends, or when I'm married now, so I'm not allowed to be with other guys. But when I was single and I had a lot of guy friends, because we played video games and we had stuff in common, whenever we're hanging out, I'm not sitting down there staring in their eyes. Like, that's awkward. None of us did that to each other. We're just sitting on the couch, we're like, yeah, or we're looking around our surroundings and whatever. I'm not saying that you should never make eye contact. Whenever you do make eye contact, be confident. Treat it like you're looking at another guy, but don't sit there looking longingly at her, because I've seen people do that who have the hots for someone and they're extra shy. They'll just sit there and just look at them with this pasty, weird, longing look. And I used to do the same thing when I was attracted to someone. It's so unattractive. It makes you look desperate. Let her know that she's not the most important thing in the environment. If you're talking with a woman, whether it be a stranger or your friend, be like, yeah, you saw that? Yeah, I did, man. That was hot. That was awesome. Look at how other people talk. Just observe how your guy friends talk to each other. Just observe how other guys talk to other guys. And that's the way you have to treat her. When she realizes that she's not the number one thing, that you're not attracted to her anymore, it's this weirdest thing. And I'm not saying it's going to work for every single female, but it will make them respect you. It will make her wonder, why the hell isn't he attracted to me anymore? Is something wrong with me? Like, I want him to be attracted to me. And then funny enough, more girls will find you attractive because you're not chasing after them. It is the weirdest thing. Now, the other thing, let's say you do get one of these girls to be attractive to you. And let's say she's a girl that has been ignoring you for the longest while. And she's like, oh, you want to go on a date? Or you never asked me on a date and whatever. You still have to treat her as though she's a business client or something. At this point, you can be cordial, but don't be too nice. And you can look up the definitions of that and look at people who are in business meetings, how they act with each other, and people who are friend zoned and how they act. Don't be like, you want to go on a date with me? Yeah, I can do Thursday. Yeah. Don't be too excited. Even if you feel that way in your heart, just be like, yes, this bitch wants to go out with me. Like, seriously, that's the mindset you have to have. And I know many girls will tell you, oh, you're not respecting women. No. You will always be friend zoned if you don't do this. You don't have to say it to her, but mentally you have to think it. Trust me, I had to be there too, because I wasn't friend zoned, but I was cheated on a lot because I was too nice. And it works the same for girls. So when she tells you, hey, you never asked me out, or, we should go on a date sometime or whatever, and just say, yeah, that'd be nice. But don't follow up on it. Wait for her to come after you and ask, are you going to ask me out? And just be like, I don't know, I have to see what I'm doing. And if she says to you something snarky, like, you don't have anything to do, or you're never doing anything, or you're going to play your video games, or if she says something condescending to you, don't stand up there and take it. Don't sit there and laugh. Walk away. Just look at her and be like, walk away. Let her know that behavior is not acceptable. And you're probably wondering what happens if you do all of that and she's like, well, screw you then, whatever. Let her go. Seriously, let her go. Because you not chasing after her too, that's also letting her know that you don't value her as much as she thinks she's valuable. Now, this is for girls that you're trying to date. These are for girls who have friend zoned you, or for girls who don't really pay attention to you and you want to get their attention. If you already have a girl you're dating and she's a nice girl, you can employ some of these tactics. You don't have to treat her mean, but you do have to deny her sometimes to let her also know that you can go elsewhere if you want. Your sun and moon doesn't rise on her existence, no matter who it is. If you're married to someone, you're totally committed to someone, I guess you can trust the person a little bit more, because at that point they're your family. But there are even some things still, as a guy, if you want your wife or whoever to continue respecting you, you have to maintain your confidence in your identity. You have to act like the alpha. Even if you don't consider yourself an alpha, you have to behave like the alpha. Now, if you're in a relationship where the girl is the alpha and you're totally okay with that, you're the submissive little puppy, and that is the dom sub relationship that you guys actually like, then you can totally disregard this video because you're happy with that arrangement. But this is for guys who are not confident in the way they look. This is for guys who have a problem with girls, and I'm guessing a lot of the girls that you want to date are girls that are very, very, very pretty, and they basically friend zone you, or they turn their noses up at you. This is how to help you gain confidence and to get a foot up. Guys, you have to start respecting yourselves. There's a lot of men out there that are losing the game because maybe their fathers didn't teach them, maybe because of the current climate now they're afraid of women. Don't stoop that low. Take back your confidence. It doesn't matter how you look. And if you're at the point in your life where you feel as though you're never going to be confident because the woman wants a specific thing, then stay away from dating. Pornhub is your friend. Okay? Deal with that. That will always be there for you. But do it in moderation. And in the meantime, while you're dealing with that and you're keeping yourself in check sexually, work on making yourself better. Work on making yourself the person that you want girls to be attracted to. If you're overweight and you want a nice, pretty girlfriend, it's kind of unfair. Same thing with females to males, to be a fat ass guy and you want this nice, tiny little girlfriend and she takes care of yourself, but you're not taking care of herself. So you want someone who looks pretty next to you, but you don't want her to have someone that looks pretty next to her. That's not fair. Get yourself in shape because it's good for you as well. It's not just good for her. To hell with her. It's good for you. It makes you feel good. And if you're at the point where you're like, I'm too lazy. I want to look fat. I don't want to look fit or whatever, then make sure you have a lot of money so the girl will sleep with you. She won't be physically attracted to you, but it will be a lot easier to be attracted to you when you have something. And just understand that she's going to like you because of what you can give her. If you're lucky enough and you find a girl that's really pretty and you look really gross, like your clothes are just disgusting and your nose snot is just pouring down your face and coating your outer layers, and she's with you because of that, first of all, I'd be very wary about that person. She has issues. More than likely, 99% of the time, that is usually the case. But that is a unicorn if you find someone like that. And also keep in mind that if you do find someone like that, try still to make yourself better. Because that woman probably did like your personality, and she probably is someone who had gotten hurt by guys that she was used to dating. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go for someone I know is safe that's not going to cheat on me. But trust me, when the time comes and somebody else comes along, she will leave you. And you have to have that in your mind. So I hope that sheds light on the issue. Like I said in videos, I don't just want to tell you guys why and not give you a way to fix it. Because there's a lot of articles that I've read when people have asked these questions and they tell you this is why, but they don't tell you how to fix it. And I really hope this helps. It really hurts my feelings when I see guys telling me over and over again, I have a friend that's just all he's so lonely and so low self-esteem and he wish he had a girlfriend. And I get it, dude. I get it, especially when you're just really horny and you just want someone to touch and everyone just treats you like the plague. And there is a way to fix it. You just have to change things about yourself. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Start hanging around people that are confident, or start studying people that are confident. You can do it. I've done it. I've gotten myself to the point now where I'm not as pitiful as I was 10 years ago. And I've also helped other boyfriends, which is weird because then it kind of had the opposite effect because I had to teach them. I told them I didn't want them because they were like that, but I did teach them and I helped them to get relationships in the future. And some of them came back and thanked me. So I hope that this really helps you guys. If you guys have any other questions, just ask.